And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Three Ravens and a Steeler. Had a couple family issues going on. Had to take a couple weeks off, but we're back for some more stuff. And we're going to get this show started off because right now, one of the hot topics in sports is the baseball salary cap. Now, whether you're for it or for against it, the understanding I have is by listening to everyone and doing a little bit of research on my own that the sides are really far apart.
Yes.
Now I know where I stand with it. And I try not to be conflicted with an opinion,
Hmm.
but I find myself straddling this fence a little bit, and I don't like that. I like to be polarizing with my decisions.
Right.
Where are you with the baseball salary cap?
Okay. Um, First of all, they're both greedy, both sides,
Right.
right?
Okay.
It's not too many people who would disagree with that.
Right.
I understand the owners are making a lot of money, a lot of money. The players are complaining because the owners make so much.
Right.
Last time I checked, they do kind of own the teams.
Right.
All right. Um, at some point, Neil, at some point, the players' salaries have to kind of, if you give Juan Soto $750 million, okay, at some point, you can't give a player $1 billion. You know, it it has to, you know, uh, you, you know, um, the the players are so arrogant. You can tell they have the best union in sports. Oh, we insist there will never be a salary cap. Okay, so they want to sit out all of next year.
Is
They
that
can
how they
tell-
sound it? Is
they,
that
they
how they
they
sound?
can certainly afford it. They can remember
Right.
this is the sport that canceled a World Series. Can you imagine the NFL canceling the Super Bowl?
They will riot in the streets. And you know who'll be right behind them? The business owners who rely on the regular season to support their business. My understanding that businesses who rely on a 4 month regular season, it's able to fund paying employees for the other 8 months.
So I understand basketball has their issues. Football. Look, instead of canceling, football is adding regular season games. So this is really getting,
So NFL is your example of a salary cap that works.
and maybe that's not a good example because their union is so poor.
Hmm.
That maybe a better example is basketball, but but for them to be talking about sitting out a season,
That's
billionaires
absurd.
versus millionaires.
That's absurd.
Something else I heard not too long ago that really bothered me. I'm listening to Manny Machado and your boy Bryce too, Bryce Harper.
Hmm.
They almost sound like they were they love what the Dodgers are doing. They think that's good for them. The players just keep getting more. Manny's got a 300 something million-dollar contract, and so does Bryce Harper. Now, apparently, they can't get by on $300 million. Um, everybody's looking at
I
what
love
Soto.
the sarcasm. It's ridiculous.
Everybody's looking at what Soto got. Okay, good for him. The Mets were
Mhm.
stupid. They
You
gave him
know
that
I'm all
money.
for the player getting paid. We've been over this.
Yeah, I don't mind him getting paid, but
Right.
they missed the playoffs last year with his
Right.
700. They're going to miss the playoffs this year.
And they did worse this year, actually. They didn't
And
get better.
you have to protect the owners from themselves. They're the ones that gave them the contract.
Right.
So I've been on my soapbox long enough. I'm gonna get you to chime in.
Here's my issue. Well, you so sarcastic. Well, that'll never leave you. Minimum wage is 200 million, Eddie. um, here's my issue. Why I feel we need one, and maybe I'll tap onto why I think we should. For me, I think the salary cap should be implemented not for the players, but because of the owners.
Okay.
You have owners like the owner of the Oakland A's, last name Fisher, John Fisher, David
Mhm.
Fisher. He isn't just one of the worst owners in baseball. He's one of the worst owners in sports.
Mhm.
he's already operating like he has one.
Right.
Instead of the NFL implemented after the cap a salary floor.
Right.
That's what baseball should be interested in.
Hmm. I was going
Make
to get into that.
Fisher. I didn't mean to cut into
Hmm.
your
Hmm. No,
airtime.
I was on that soapbox long enough.
I got you. Make Fisher spend a certain amount.
Hmm. Hmm.
Forget because he's not gonna get here.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's a couple owners that look. I'm
Hmm.
watching Locked On Yankees. I hate to say it, but I watch Locked On series from our opponent or arch rivals. Locked
Right.
On Yankees, Blue Jays, Rays, and Red Sox. And they had a show talking about how much money the owner of the Dodgers, the Guggenheim Group,
Hmm.
Al
Hmm.
Steinbrenner, how much they cleared.
Hmm.
They're not hurting for nothing, Eddie. Believe me,
Hmm.
they're not hurting
Right.
at all. So I say that to say, if baseball continues to get popular and the popularity for baseball is going up, it's a slight tick. It's not
Right.
NFL, but
Right.
popularity for baseball is going up, Ed. We
Hmm.
can't deny it. So if it continues to go up, that means the owners are going to make more, and then the players are going to make
Hmm.
more. That's just the natural evolution of everything. When
Hmm.
a company does well, employees make more money.
Hmm.
So I feel we should go ahead and implement it because also, not to be a selfish little jerk, but I think it'll help
It,
our
it would help
Orioles
us.
who
Um,
don't have the pockets the Dodgers,
right.
the
Right.
Padres, the Mets, and the Yankees have.
Right. Right.
I keep harping on this. The Orioles were ready to spend almost 200 million on a frontline ace. They
Hmm.
had it, wanted to give it, and nobody
Hmm.
wanted to come.
Nobody wanted to
So
come.
we would have reached the salary floor for 2026.
That's interesting what you're saying. Teams like the Orioles, who spent more this year, the Cubs have been spending. We see what Toronto did last year, and they made it to the World Series. The San Francisco Giants, those teams are trying. And the Phillies, but nobody can spend what the Dodgers are doing. Nobody can do that.
Well,
So
here's the thing: the only teams that can spend with the Dodgers aren't as successful as the Dodgers.
right,
The
that's true.
Mets,
And,
that's the
and,
issue. The owner of the Mets, I think his last name is Cohen.
hmm.
He's so rich. Don't you know how you look in our level of salary? We'll look at someone and be like, "Oh man, that dude got money."
Hmm.
The Mets owner is the owner other baseball owners look at and be like, "Oh, he got money.
Right, right, right.
He got it." And look
Hmm.
at them; they're terrible. Kicking
Hmm.
the ball all around the infield. Just because you
Right,
got money doesn't mean you got the
right,
right people in place to go win. It's ridiculous.
right.
So I think there are about four, maybe five franchises who got Dodgers money. They
Hmm.
just don't probably care about baseball,
Okay, that's a
and
fair
that's
point.
another separate issue.
That's a right, right. Now, let me just say this, because we do have some other topics to get to.
Hmm.
Um,
We got time. We good.
you know who's gonna win this battle?
No, who? Hit
The
me up.
players. The players. It's not gonna be a salary cap, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
First of all, obviously the Dodgers don't want it for obvious reasons. They can say what they want. Well, we
Jerry
think
Jones didn't want it.
Jerry Jones didn't. No, but once again, that's not a good example because the NFL runs their league correctly. So the NFL, they know who's in charge. The players don't run the NFL. Mahomes, people can say what they want about Mahomes. He could retire today.
Right.
What you think's going to happen to the NFL?
They're gonna
But
keep surging.
what's the commissioner for the NBA? What's his name?
Oh, uh,
You know who I'm talking about. He
yeah, look, the skinny
he
dude with the big
he
glasses.
constantly kisses Draymond's behind, kisses LeBron's behind. Uh,
Silver, Adam Silver.
Silver.
Yeah.
Roger Goodell's not kissing. Now, Goodell kisses the owners behind, but he don't kiss any players behind. So they make it clear. So football is not a good example.
Okay, fair enough.
The baseball players, you can hear the arrogance, even in somebody like Paul Skeens that just got to the league. And he
Right.
talking about, oh, we never going to have. Who you think you are? You can't even touch. You can't even touch triple digits anymore. His arm is
Hey,
starting.
it's not about that. Skeens is still a good pitcher. You don't have to touch
Yeah,
triple digits.
yeah, he's still good, but pump your brakes there, but don't
Just a
be
little bit.
acting like you calling any shots here. Like you put in 5 to 10 years in the league. So
Right.
anyway, back to why I think the players are going to win this. You have the Dodgers and teams like that don't want one. And then you just made a good point about some of these cheap owners. The Athletics, the Cincinnati Reds, the Pirates. Oh boy, your boy Mark Madden is so hard on the Pirates for being cheap.
I I hear you.
Those teams don't want a salary cap because if they had one, not only do you have the cap to prevent the Dodgers, but once again, like you said, you have that floor and you have to spend up to right now. The Pirates aren't spending anywhere near
Yeah,
what a proposed floor would be.
right. The only issue with that, they won't implement both at the same time. The
They
cap
won't.
comes first, and the floor comes later. The NFL implemented the floor a little later after the. Yeah, I
You
don't think
sure
they.
about that?
I'm almost positive, Ed.
No, I know what football did, but once again,
Okay.
football is different. Football is just like a job. Man, you go to a job. The players are employees. People like LeBron and Shohei Ohtani, if I were to call them an employee, they would have a fit. They would physically assault me. Meal, that's what they are. They employees. Why
Just
would you
because
get
they
a
have a lot of outside business ventures, don't mean
I
they're
don't
not.
want to hear it. You are an employee of the Los Angeles Dodgers, and LeBron is an employee of whichever team he decides he's going to. Oh, who's going to get a chance to sign me this time?
You know he a hired hand. Come on now.
Don't nobody want you. What you gonna
Right.
win any more championships?
Right.
So football. I can't. When we talking about this, I can't compare it to football because in football
Football's
the
a different
owners
market.
are boss.
I got you. And in
Baseball,
the NBA,
basketball,
the players run the NBA.
and
And in
baseball.
baseball, who runs baseball? Owner or
The
player?
player.
The players?
I
Okay.
think so. And they about to prove it.
Well, Ed, here's uh, it's not conflicting, but there were players, Skeens, Soto, Bryce Harper, and somebody else speaking against the salary cap.
Yeah, Manny. I was saying Manny Machado too.
Man, okay, here's the issue. That's like me having a company and my top employee is speaking against a cap. Of course, Manny and Soto are going to speak against the cap. Look at what they're making. They're not good examples to speak against it. Soto makes over 50 million. Why would he want a cap? He's supposed to say that. It's robotic. Now it holds more weight with Skins because he hasn't been fed his contract yet,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but he's about to be.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody gonna pay him
Mm-hmm.
40 a year. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe it's not. In other words, you got the highest paid athletes in your sport saying we don't want a salary cap. Yeah, no, duh. Let me hear from a mid-level player
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
who's being threatened to be sent down to AAA and use an option. I
Mm-hmm.
want to hear from him. Not the
Mm-hmm.
dude at 50, 55,
Mm-hmm.
60,
Mm-hmm.
62. No.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-uh.
Mm-hmm.
You be sit down in the corner, be quiet. You're saying what you're supposed to say.
Right.
Be honest with you, I haven't heard any of your owners speak on it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they are so far apart. I heard in all baseball negotiations the past several union contracts that have ended, this is the farthest they've ever been apart.
Yeah. Yeah. It won't be opening day. The season. I'm pretty sure the season's not going to start on time. If they have a
And
season,
no, I don't want to hear that. I don't want
it,
to hear
it
that.
won't. It won't be an opening day.
I don't want to hear that.
Mm-mm. They locked in, and this is not a bluff. I'm sure plenty of the owners want it. Not all of them. Some of the extremely rich don't want it, and some of the extremely poor don't want it for reasons that we just stated. But
Right.
but some the other teams may want it. So what's that? Half and half, and then all of the players don't want it. No, mm-mm. We opening day. Find something else to do.
They better have opening day. That's big and be more. I ain't messing with them. They better come to an agreement.
Okay.
They don't want me to get involved in. All right. Just telling you. All this money flying around.
Mm-hmm.
This guy here on one of the Locked On baseball series I was watching
Mm-hmm.
ran numbers just from Yankees and Dodgers
Mm-hmm.
to high profile, internationally known teams.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, the Dodgers have the highest payroll at 350, something like that.
Okay.
So there's a luxury tax.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a penalty. It's called a soft cap.
Right.
There's something called operational costs. What it costs just to run your stadium for 160, 81 home games, or most, however much Dodger Stadium is used during the season when the Dodgers aren't there.
Mm-hmm.
They actually operating in a negative on operational costs at almost every Major League Baseball stadium.
Okay.
This stadium costs this much from employees, gas, light, electric, sewage, water, lawn care, concessions, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The Dodgers operating on, I think he said like a negative 20, 25 million they lost on
Mm-hmm.
operational costs.
Mm-hmm.
But this isn't including advertising.
Right.
You know, baseball has, I'm getting ready to say a timeshare of
Revenue sharing.
revenue sharing.
Mm-hmm.
Each team for 25 got 110 million.
Right. Right.
So the Dodgers could clear the operational costs
Mm-hmm.
and still clear 20 or 30 off revenue sharing.
Now,
That's not including what he get from everything else.
here's what the Dodgers are saying to some of those sorry teams. What are you all doing with that big fat check that you get every year? See, y'all see what we doing. We go out and sign Kyle Tucker even though we don't even need him. Um,
You gonna stay on that Kyle Tucker
so what are the
million,
Pirates?
about 80, 90 million a year, Ed, something like that?
What are the Pirates doing with the check that you all are getting because we are carrying the league? And this is what Jerry Jones was saying. Same thing. The Cowboys make more money than these other teams, so I should be able to keep. No, that's not the way it works. Once again, the NFL runs theirs correctly. Now, here's what I'm not trying to get off topic, but here's
Right.
a
Gotcha.
basic fundamental question that I would ask anybody that loves baseball, all, what is it, 30 teams?
30. Yeah.
Let's just ask this question. Is, regardless of which side you're on,
Mm-hmm.
is the is the playing field level in Major League Baseball when it comes to, now we know it's level in football. Once again, that's why in football, a team like the Green Bay Packers, who, oh,
Kansas City's Kansas City's an incredible small market. They don't market size don't matter.
and we're Baltimore. We are average size. We're not big or small.
They include the DMV and what the B more. Right.
There is no way the Green Bay Packers should have been able to acquire Micah Parsons and then pay him. Somebody that used to play for the Dallas Cowboys. I know. I mean,
Right.
if those two teams were in baseball, it's no way that trade happens.
I got you.
You understand what I'm
NFL is
saying?
run like they
So,
run like a well-oiled machine.
yeah. So is baseball, is the playing field level? Of course not. I mean, any reasonable person would have to admit, Mill, it's not. And that's one reason why I know you don't like Tampa Bay, but I like Tampa Bay. But to me, it's amazing what they're able to do every year with their
Right.
payroll and their
I got
scouting department and their coaches and comparing them to the Dodgers of course, if Tampa play, let's say they make it to the World Series and play against the Dodgers, the Dodgers going to curb stomp them. They can't beat the Dodgers, but in my book, what Tampa is doing is way more impressive than the Dodgers just writing blank checks.
All right, I got you. One of the issues I lean toward, I'm gonna speak on the other side now for the salary cap. is because it helps teams out that are hurt for things they have no control over,
Hmm.
which is climate and weather.
Okay.
Of course, if you have two teams, one on the East Coast and the Dodgers or the Giants or the Anaheim Angels in California,
Hmm.
and they're paying the same amount of money, even with the tax structure, you're going to take the California money.
Hmm.
People gravitate to weather. Well, I can't help that Chicago was cold in September. I can't help that BMO gets a little chilly during the World Series in October.
Hmm.
The cap helps balance it for teams and zones
Hmm.
that they don't have any control over. We don't have any
Hmm.
control over the weather.
Oh.
I shouldn't be punished because I'm in the Mets, the Yankee, or any East Coast team
Hmm.
in October and I want to go to a World Series. Because I'm telling
Hmm.
you right now, Orioles make a World Series in the next 5 years. The home games in October, they're gonna be cold.
Hmm. Hmm.
And you can't get over it.
Hmm.
The winter's settling in, you're in the middle of the fall, it's going to be chilly.
Hmm.
Can't help that. I think the cap is gonna balance that.
Well, I don't think I'm on the record,
Mhm.
saying that they're going to come up with some little job compromise, but it, it's not
My
going to
job, man.
it's not going to be an actual salary cap. Even basketball, like you said, has a soft, you can go over it and what pay a tax or whatever, but they've got.
But you say it like the tax,
Oh yeah,
the
it's pretty.
in
Yeah,
baseball, the luxury tax penalty is like
yeah, it's ridiculous. I
30, 40,
understand that.
50
Yeah, I
million.
understand that. But at least basketball has something. What I'm saying is baseball is not going. The players not standing for it. They willing to miss games. See, NFL players not trying to miss paychecks.
The way it's set up, then And I'm gonna be honest with you, I think only the top tier players are willing to miss games. Dylan Beavers, he ain't trying to miss no games.
He's going to be outvoted.
Lace Alexander, I'm naming the Oriole my mid level. They
He
not trying to miss no
they
game.
they belong to a union. What they going to do? Cross the picket line to be a scab? No, that's not going to happen.
Right.
There will be opening day. Well, if we're fortunate, they'll start the season maybe in June. That's if we're fortunate. That's my prediction.
You mean right before the All Star break?
Yeah, I'm dead serious.
Hey, that's ridiculous.
I'm
Oh no.
This is a
I got to
sport.
use some kickback on that.
This is a sport.
Everybody's going to be losing money.
Now look, this is a sport
Uh
that
huh.
there is no. It's a famous trivia question. It's the punchline. We all have used it. Who is the 1994 World Series champion?
There
There
is
is
none.
none. They can't.
I'm gonna say
Neil,
Thanksgiving no later than Christmas.
I kept saying, "Oh, they going come on, they gonna come together." They go, and I was sitting there waiting for both sides, and they dug their heels and said, "We are willing to cancel the World Series to get what we want." I said,
Well,
"Okay."
baseball starts as we know in late March, early April.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying we are now in July.
Mm-hmm.
The season gonna be over in October.
Mm-hmm.
I, everybody's all in a festive mood around the holiday.
Mm-hmm.
I think by January 1st they're gonna have this bad boy wrapped up.
Oh,
What you think?
really? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
June, the season gonna be 52% over by then.
It probably should be cut down some anyway.
Okay, fair enough. This is another whole podcast, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Whew. So ultimately, I hate to be torn. Um, I've given reasons both that they should have one for the owners.
Mm-hmm.
Not having one benefits the players.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, be honest with you, when it comes to the salary cap issue, I don't want to hear from Bryce Harper and Juan Soto. I
Mm-hmm.
really don't. You are the top 1% of paid in Major League Baseball history, not just now, ever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you're saying what you're supposed to say. I want to hear from the dude that's about to be sent down.
Right, right.
Hear from the regular guy. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
right. But I still
Mhm.
like Bryce Harper. I'm still a fan.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
when it comes to this, you just say what you're supposed
Mhm.
to. So yeah, whether they, if the salary cap provides a competitive balance
Mhm.
and provides us with an unknown, like right now, despite what the Dodgers are doing, I like the Milwaukee Brewers like a lot.
Mhm.
I still feel like the only way I'm going to pick against the Dodgers is if somebody just goes out and beats them. Until I see it, I
Right.
think the
Right.
Dodgers are going to win it again this year.
Right.
I can't do that in basketball and football. I
Right.
can't tell you who going. It's no way you told me the Seahawks. I know
Right.
Seahawks fans down here in Florida that was like, "Oh,
Exactly.
we make the
Exactly.
wild card, we be happy."
Right. Right.
What are you
Mhm.
talking about?
Mhm.
I like the unknown.
Mhm.
Baseball doesn't provide me an
It
unknown.
doesn't. It doesn't provide that.
It's five teams, three in one league, maybe two in the other, or three and three.
Mhm.
That's it. The other
Mhm.
24, you scratching for crumbs
Spinning
off the
their
table,
wheels.
spinning their wheels. I don't like that. I
Mhm.
like an unknown. NFL provides unknown. NBA has a different champion for like the past 12 championships around this. Something like that. It's ridiculous.
And by the way, in
Oh,
conclusion, one thing that doesn't make these, there are plenty of things that don't make the players look good in this situation, but one
mhm.
thing that really doesn't make them look good, you know how much money Jalen Brunson left on the table so that he could make sure that he had excellent teammates because he wanted to win a championship. He really took, he could have demanded way more money from the Knicks.
I respect Jalen Brunson a lot.
Hmm.
I respect him a lot.
I mean,
And now, what's that at?
at some point, man, you got to stand for something other than the almighty dollar.
Right, right. Well, you mentioned Troy Aikman a couple podcasts ago that
Hmm.
you have to make some decisions that aren't money based. You have to make some that are just based off of what's healthy for the league. You can't just be go for the hired hand, the
Hey,
highest bid.
look, if you just, oh, whoever's got the money, that
Right.
basically makes you a streetwalker. One of these girls. I mean, I hate to say it,
You
man,
got a straight
she,
walker.
but she, if two cars pull up to her,
Uh huh.
whichever guy has the most money,
Is
that's
the
who
one
she's
she
going to
go?
go to.
You know what?
I
This is
mean,
a kid friendly show. No, let me stop.
I mean, that's basically what it is. And that's what Troy was saying, but he's obviously on TV. He's not going to put it the way I did. I
Right,
don't
right.
care.
Okay. I got you. Well, this is going to be an interesting. I'm going to be following this very closely. I'm sure you will
Mhm.
be too. We get into our episode next week. Uh, we're going to see where it all. But it may be no movement. I don't want the new year to come in and they still beefing because these boys got to work out. If the players feel like there's no resolution, they're not going to work out.
Mhm.
We're going to have elbows getting torn,
Mhm.
labor's getting
Yeah.
busted.
I didn't
They're
even think about.
gonna be sitting and enjoying family or doing whatever they
It.
do.
I forgot. I didn't even think about that.
They need to work.
Hmm.
So if they be like, oh, it's no labor. If Christmas come and go and they had not agreeing on anything, ain't
Hmm.
nobody gonna be working out. We're gonna have a bunch of injuries in March. So I don't want to see that. January 1st, I'm saying it here on wax. Okay, next we're gonna get into this Jaylen Brown thing next, Eddie. So we're gonna parlay
Okay.
into that.
Hmm.
I love Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
I really do. Um, it's not even for me a matter of well, first of all, this is a stretch. Me saying I love a Celtic because you know how I feel
Mhm.
about
Right.
the city,
Right. Right.
the Red Sox, the Patriots. I don't like anything that comes out of the state of Massachusetts.
Right.
I don't watch hockey, but I don't like the Boston Bruins either.
Don't like. Right.
Anything.
Mm-hmm.
But after I'm gonna go back to some history. After listening to a lot of professional black athletes talk about their experiences in that city.
Yep.
Awful. D. Brown,
Mm-hmm.
Kendrick Perkins, all will tell you, man, we had the money was great.
CC
If it wasn't
Sabathia.
what?
It's a long list.
So I'm gonna use that part And we don't dodge money issues on this podcast. We don't dodge colorism. We don't dodge discrimination. If it's happening, we gotta talk about it.
Yep.
How do you take now? I don't know if Jaylen took less money.
Oh no, he make a grip.
Here's the issue. Well, I think Boston is stupid.
Hmm.
It's not necessarily who you got in exchange for Jaylen Brown.
Hmm.
You got Paul George.
Hmm.
I like Paul George, but Ed, he's done.
He's
You
36.
gave up, huh?
He's 36.
I didn't know he was that old.
Mhm.
He got a quarter ticket gas left. You gave up a top five player, maybe
At
by
least,
some. I'll be generous if it's
at least top 10. At least top 10.
absolutely for Paul George. So he was that much of a pain to you, where you just ditched Roger Clemens for Kiko
Hmm.
Garcia?
Hmm.
Are you kidding me? He made that much of a fuss, and Jaylen is very active socially outside the court.
Outspoken.
That bothers the some pale skins
Mm-hmm.
a lot.
Yes, it does.
And he does it without being loud,
Right.
rude, ignorant,
Mm-hmm.
or violent.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
why I love him. Because you
Mm-hmm.
ain't going me, I may be a little loud, a little more violent than him.
Mm-hmm.
But he does it with intelligence.
Yep.
You quote Colin Cowherd a lot
Mm-hmm.
sometimes on our podcast
Mm-hmm.
and when we
Mm-hmm.
face to face. I'm never gonna listen to that, and I haven't listened to him in years. The only
Mm-hmm.
way I know what he says is when you tell me.
Okay.
But this came across my timeline on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
How he tried to spin it like Jaylen Brown was a locker room problem.
Oh, really?
Yes, like he always thought he was the smartest guy in the room. I've been in circles where you talk to that guy, I feel like he got to know everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You talk to people who are in them same rooms, they say the
Mm-hmm.
opposite.
Mm-hmm.
He's quiet. He's not the smartest. He literally probably is the smartest guy in the room,
Mm-hmm.
but he doesn't act like it. If you talk
Mm-hmm.
to some players, so me listening to a white boy
Mm-hmm.
talk about a highly intelligent black man,
Mm-hmm.
he act like he the smart. Have you seen Colin and the way he interacts with some when he used to be on the other network
Mm-hmm.
and used to get calls in?
Mm-hmm.
He was always very demeaning,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
sometimes borderline disrespectful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You wanted to act like you were the smartest guy in the room
Right.
in your stupid
Right.
show where you got the Fox.
That's surprising.
Now,
I've heard him say positive things about Jaylen Brown. So I don't know what maybe he was in a
I
mood, but
heard it. What's today? Thursday? Maybe a day or two ago.
hmm
It wasn't very. It was not a ringing endorsement, and
right,
he doesn't
okay,
have to give Jaylen Brown a ringing endorsement.
hmm
But to hear a white boy
hmm hmm
talk about a highly intelligent black man and him
hmm
being smart is a
hmm
problem,
hmm
dude, you serious?
okay,
He said,
a couple of things. First of all, the Red Sox, the Red Sox, the Celtics, like you said, they're in for a rude awakening. Jason Tatum is not going to win any championships without Jaylen Brown.
of course. Actually, when they were at that peak, which is now, I would have taken Jaylen Brown over Tatum.
Many people like myself say that.
I'm,
Um,
I'm telling you, I would have.
I
Tatum is a better scorer, but
he's a,
overall player, he can't do what Jaylen
Brown
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 does.
is a better defender. They both can handle the ball. And by some strange coincidence, when they won their championship, Jalen was the Finals MVP, not Jason Tatum.
I didn't know that, Ed. Good
That's
nugget. Good
that's
nugget. That's why
look,
you're on the show.
bro. Tatum is the one that gets all the commercials, all the endorsements. I would have felt a little better if he won the Finals MVP. Jalen Brown won the Finals MVP.
He's
So,
a better player.
mhm.
He's a better
So
player.
now
Yeah,
here
hit me at
here's the controversial part.
it. Okay.
All right. Um, you know that old expression, if if you're white, you're right. If you're brown, stick around. If you black, stay back. You
You
ever
back?
heard that? Um, okay.
No, you didn't.
I don't know what it is about light skinned people that they just love them. Jason Tatum does and says all the right things. And I'm not trying to come down. I don't know the man. Actually, I don't really dislike Jason Tatum. He's never really done any terrible things, where I would say, man, I can't
He's a
stand
good
him.
player.
He-
He's a good face of the league player for the
He's
NBA.
one of these face of the league players. That's exactly what he is. And Jaylen Brown's face is not, that's not quite what we're looking for. And
It's not as marketable.
as a dark skinned person, I can relate. Now, let me give you some examples showing where that's a factor in the decision making or who we're going to keep. Obviously, we got to keep um uh in Hollywood, in society in general.
Hmm.
Okay, take a comedy that we all loved very much, Martin. All right, all of us loved Martin.
Funny,
Which
hilarious.
one did they choose of the two girls who are both of them are real good actresses? One they let be Martin's girlfriend. The other one is the very bitter, can't keep a man,
Oh
the light
boy,
skinned one,
yeah,
the dark skinned
don't
one.
do it.
Now,
Don't do it.
what about a movie like The Wiz? Which one was the good witch and which one was the bad witch?
The
Now,
bad.
people will say, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. That's a coincidence." Yeah, okay, all right, you're right. I'm not gonna argue with you. There's
No,
something to it, bro.
I would argue it. Yeah, yeah, I would argue it.
There's something to
Okay.
it.
The
When they
Go ahead.
see that light skin, they say, "That's a little more acceptable." They're almost all color, so you can come in, you know. But you, no. And if we do allow you to be on our team, you need to keep quiet and shut up and dribble. Jalen Brown.
He's not a shut up and dribble.
He's not one of them. Robert Parrish was. All right. Cedric Maxwell, ML Carr, guys like that. Jalen Brown is not those guys.
Not shut up. Nor should he be. Nor should he be. That is the colorism and complexion thing definitely matters. I don't know how anybody could disagree with
Mm-hmm.
it. Especially with this. We color us against ourselves as well. Might as well
Mm-hmm.
address it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just the bosses.
Mm-hmm.
We're stricken by colorism. We're stricken by it in our entertainment, our movies, our music videos, all. So that is an interesting point. I didn't look at it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Tatum is more marketable. I'm sorry. For my team, for my dollar, I need Jaylen Brown. I'm telling you, Philly is a finals contender.
And by the way, you mentioned that I just became a Sixers fan. Look, BJ been bugging me to go. Let's go to Philly and catch a
It's
game.
right up the road.
I might do that next year. I hope they win the championship. As a any passionate Celtics fans out there, they can say what they want. They are very angry that the Knicks just won the championship. And their other rival, if the Sixers win the championship, they are really going to be pissed. And I hope, as much as my wife can't stand Joel Embiid, I'm sorry, I'm just going to have to deal with
Why
her.
that don't like Joel?
Who can't stand Joel Embiid?
Is he from a rival tribe?
No. He's when she hears him talk, she just hears arrogance, and I'm not even gonna get it. Everybody have their
Yeah,
likes and dislikes, but
I'm a fan of Embiid. I ain't got no problem with him.
I hope the Sixers win the championship this year.
That
I
would be
really
great.
hope they do.
Rub it right in the Celtics'
Yep.
face.
Yep.
Rub it right in their face. Go Jalen. I wish you nothing but the best in all your endeavors. Go Sixers, even though I'm not a Sixer. But
Mhm.
I looked at their lineup. It all doesn't have to fall on Embiid now. Tyrese Maxey is a button star.
Mhm.
Maxey can ball. Jalen Brown can ball. Now, Embiid, I'm not saying he can be just strictly a three. He shoots too many threes for me.
He needs to spend more time inside. And you know who you forgot? The rookie, the boy. I don't know if you checked him out. Edgecombe. Look, by the way, the sneaky Celtics. They tried to include him in the trade. Philly was like, Phil. I heard Philly hung up the phone on him, and then Boston called back and said, "Okay, well, what can you do for it?" All right, Paul. They was desperate. They wanted Jaylen Brown out of town. Like you say, you taking Paul George? He gonna give you
And
30 games.
I don't care how outspoken a player is. He helps you win. Winning is the most important stat. Are you P Dub? I mean, Paul. I'm guessing Paul P. Paul George. They call him PG-13. Whatever.
Mhm.
He's not. They have gotten worse just from that one move.
Yep. Yep. Now they did get draft picks, but I hope,
That's
and you
not
know what,
helping you.
and I'm gonna tell you something else. Boston is well coached. If everybody stay healthy, they'll win another
Oh,
48,
you like Brad
49.
Stevens?
No, he's in the front office now. They've got the
Oh,
guy,
okay.
Missoula, whatever his name is. Boston is very, I mean, if you watch them play basketball, the way they share the ball and their IQ, see, that's why they won 50 games again this year, even with Tatum hurt.
Right.
Nobody plays better team ball than the Celtics.
Okay.
But at some point, when the fourth quarter come and it's a tie game, you need your two superstars, and they had an advantage over most teams having. If Tatum having an off game, bam, here come Brown, and vice versa. Now
Right. Right.
you get rid of one of them.
I'm sorry. They were better together. Them two cats coming into the season healthy, fully healthy, playing together. They were better together. Those two were a wicked tandem. This whole outspokenness and social issues is not enough to break up your team.
No, it is not. Man, I
It,
thought it was when I got home from work and saw that on TV. I thought I was reading it wrong. I really thought somebody made a mistake
right.
reporting this. Yeah, y'all check your sources or something. They did not just trade this man to their rival. Okay,
Yes, yes,
I
they
hope
did.
I hope they come back and invite him right. You know where?
I don't know about the matchups, but I can't wait till Jaylen Brown has his first road game in Boston.
Oh
I'm
man.
gonna see if I can check that one out
Hmm. Hmm.
on TV and see what
Hmm.
happens. Okay, all right, go Jalen. Hope wish you the best. Let's add. We're gonna parlay into something that's grinded my gears. You know I'm big on my man Joey Porter Jr.
Yes, you
As,
are.
and I know that's not exactly your favorite player.
I mean, he's a good player.
Well, he is. He's a good player. No question about it. But ESPN released
I saw it.
that
He didn't make the top 10.
they had him at 12.
Hmm.
Now, Ed, I know because of his last name, he grinds you. He's not. That's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and remove personal feelings because
Hmm.
I'm, you know, who I'm a fan of, and I know who you a fan of.
Hmm.
Look at the
Hmm.
hat you got on.
Hmm.
But 12. The
Um,
reason.
hmm.
Now hold that thought.
Right.
Hold that thought. The reason why that grinded my gears isn't even because that's somebody's opinion.
Hmm.
People have their opinions. He's in the contract negotiations,
Hmm.
and the Steelers brass and management could use that.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the issue, right? Joey hasn't been. He's in contract negotiations right now,
Hmm.
so they release him as being the 12th best cornerback in the middle of a contract negotiation. The
Hmm.
timing of it was awful.
Right.
That's the part that grinded my gears.
Got you. Got you. Okay.
They had guys like Cooper DeJean
Well,
ahead
remember,
of him.
I told
Cooper
you.
DeJean isn't even the best cornerback on his team.
Yeah, but that's not his fault that he's got Kenyon Mitchell. He's nice too.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. Uh, I'm not gonna knock Stingley for having a defensive line in front of him, but Cooper DeJean has a good defensive line in front of him too,
Yeah.
and we know that matters.
Mhm.
However, you put Cooper DeJean on number ones, and he's getting ripped to pieces. Trust me on this. He's getting tore down.
Mhm.
I can't watch Joey go up against Nico Collins,
Mhm.
T. Higgins,
Mhm.
uh, uh, not Alec Pierce in the call.
Mhm.
I can't see him go up against. Well, you getting the number two,
Mhm.
and you're ranked ahead of him. They had
Mhm.
guys like I know he's a Super Bowl champ, Devin Witherspoon. He's not better than Joey. What are you doing?
Mhm.
Forget if you wanted to put him at 10, I'd have been angry.
Mhm.
But out of the
Maybe
top
it's not fun.
10, they had
Mhm.
him at 12. You
Well,
can't name 11 cornerbacks better than Joey.
well, look. Let me just say this.
All right, go ahead,
Um,
Eddie.
There's one way he can shut these people up, and you know what I'm about to say. They just ranked Lamar as the 69th best
I
player in
know.
the
I saw
NFL.
that.
So,
Oh my!
and you know
I
what?
saw that ad.
I wasn't mad. I
69.
wasn't mad. To me, you know who's about to be mad? Lamar.
I know.
And that's the way it should be. I
I
wasn't
saw
mad.
that.
I don't. These people. I feel sorry for these people. It's summertime and there's nothing to write about. You know.
Ad Lamar at 69.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Mel,
saw. That's
I
ridiculous.
didn't even give it a second thought.
And another podcast or somebody released a stat just after Lamar being at 69 and 105.7 with Rob Long and the commissioner, and I
Hmm.
forgot the other dude with the big beard. I never remember his name.
Hmm.
Um, they had Burrow ranked ahead of Lamar in quarterback rankings,
Okay.
and one of the three of one on 105.7 asked a relevant question:
Hmm.
why does Lamar get criticized more than Burrow when Burrow misses more time than Lamar? Burrow missed five more games than Lamar did last
Hmm.
year.
Hmm.
It seems like Burrow gets a pass on
Hmm.
his injuries.
Hmm.
Yes, he went to the Super Bowl in 22. He
Hmm.
lost it, but he
Hmm.
hasn't sniffed anything the past three seasons.
They missed the playoffs 3 straight years.
Three straight years. And so I think I call it the pick and choose. I know some Jacksonville Jaguars fans down here, and this had to be brought to my attention, where the media, public, private, and social, are harder on Trevor Lawrence. Do you
Hmm.
know who Jacksonville Jaguars fans compare that to? Who they don't like? Justin Herbert.
Okay.
Justin Herbert is 0-3 in the playoffs, and his margin of victory is three touchdowns.
Hmm.
He's not losing three to
Hmm.
nothing. And
Hmm.
he's getting blown out.
Yeah. Yeah.
You didn't know that because the media doesn't talk about it.
Right. Right. They
But the
definitely
Jaguars fan, what's
Now,
that?
now, I will say, let me say this about the Lamar thing, as opposed to Joey.
Okay.
Lamar, that's NFL Network. The players vote on that, the top 100. Joey was ESPN, and they asked executives, general managers, scouts. They ask everybody anonymously, but these top 10 lists from ESPN. That's executive, scouts, coaches. You know, and
Okay.
they and not
So
only
not the
did it.
players, the
No, it's
manager.
not. It's no players. It's personnel people.
Okay.
So not only do they give their opinion, but they also give a little nuggets and tidbits and explain why they feel the way they do.
I got you.
Um,
Well, if they want to, if I call management middle and upper,
mhm.
we're gonna put Lamar 69.
Well, no, that's the players. The what Lamar, and that's what I'm saying to you. That's the
I
NFL
put
top 100. The players vote on that. The NFL
oh
top 100.
the Joey one was
The Joe
middle and
one
upper.
is the
Oh,
executive.
okay. Well, I still think they wrong, but the issue is the reason why I thought the list was a little silly is because I can see if he's too close to them,
Mhm.
and I can see if Joey statistically was head and shoulders so far away.
Mhm.
In other words, when Patrick Surtain won Defensive Player of the Year
Mhm.
in 24, do you know
Mhm.
how many interceptions he had?
No.
Four.
Okay.
That's like a really low number.
You think
Like,
so? Actually,
well,
for
compared to the cornerbacks we grew up watching,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
today's cornerback, that's right. So
We,
when I say low number, I'm talking generationally.
but you know what, man? We was talking about this a little bit the other day when you was over here. It depends on how many times they throw at him. Four might be fair if they
Uh-huh.
don't throw at him that often. You know.
I got
Now, I remember when Antonio Cromartie used to get all those interceptions. He used to get burnt a lot, but he also, I give him credit. Sometimes he would get 9 or 10 interceptions. You know why? Because they wouldn't throw at Darrell Reeves. They were scared of Reeves.
I got you.
So sometimes if a guy get 3 or 4 interceptions, that might be what he should get if he's
Okay.
that actually might be impressive if he's not being thrown at very often.
Right. I've seen a few uh, Broncos games. I don't know if he has that flair that like a Darrell Revis or a Champ Bailey has. The boy's great. He got a DPOI.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't never. He's and actually, I think he deserved that defense player. Of the year. What he did, but I've never saw like the Broncos played the Bills in the playoffs. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't see Josh going away from him. I didn't see that flair when cats avoided Rod for a while, when they avoided Dion. That's why I have to compare him to because he got a DPOY
Mm-hmm.
like Dion and Rod. So
Mm-hmm.
once you reach that, that's
Right.
the comparison.
Right.
Yes, he has some picks, but I don't see that avoidance.
Mm-hmm.
I remember quarterback looking at Champ Bailey and going the other way
Mm-hmm.
during the play. He like
Mm-hmm.
this.
Mm-hmm.
See Champ?
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Champ
Mm-hmm.
had that flair.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so anyway, whether anybody feels he deserved a DPOI, I say he deserved it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
actually glad to see somebody other than the edge rusher get the defensive player
So
because
yeah,
quarterback is
right,
my
you
favorite
right. That
position.
was good. So look, where would you in top 10? Where would you rank Joey? Is the
I'm
top 10
going to
corner?
be fair and objective. I wouldn't put him any lower than six or any higher than fifth. Fifth or six, I think, is fair.
Now
I
remember.
can name four, maybe five cornerbacks that are better than him, flat out better.
Mm-hmm.
But once you start getting into seven, eight, nine, and 10, Christian Gonzalez for Green Bay, Witherspoon for
No,
Seattle.
Gonzalez played
Uh,
for he played for New England.
who?
You said Christian Gonzalez?
Oh, my
He's the
bad. Yeah,
Patriots.
Christian Gonzalez for New England. Wrong team, right person. Cooper, did you? Them three right there are not better than Joey.
Yeah,
And I'm ready to
I,
debate it.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I like Joey, but I would take Christian Gonzalez over Porter. I would. I really would.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
Um.
Look, I don't have the list in front of me,
Mhm,
but when
mhm.
they had him at 12, I had about four or five that I
Yeah,
thought were
I definitely hear you. I definitely hear you on those points.
even if
But
I give you Christian Gonzalez,
mhm,
that's the defensive player of the year,
mhm,
Stingley, the boy from Houston,
right.
Christian Gonzalez,
Mhm.
uh,
What about
the boy
Mitchell?
the Rams just got from
Trent McDuffie.
Trent McDuffie, that's
Mhm,
four,
mhm,
and maybe one more. But
mhm.
Joey's not going below six or
Okay, I
seven.
got you.
They
I
put him
got
at 12.
you. I got. Well, I mean, you made that point abundantly clear.
Look, I ran his numbers up against the top cornerbacks.
Mhm,
You know how you on a heart monitor and you
mhm.
barely alive, but you see that beep,
Right, right,
beep.
right.
Joey's in this.
Mhm, mhm,
Stingley,
mhm.
the only ones I put definitively, clearly above him are Stingley and Satang.
It's a time. Mhm,
Clearly, no question.
mhm.
I can make an argument for every other cornerback in the NFL.
Well, well, okay.
Every other one. I ain't got the numbers in front of me,
Mhm, mhm,
but now if they'd have had him at seventh, I got shut up.
mhm, mhm.
But they really grinded me because they negotiating and they had him at 12. And I don't know if Omar Khan and them going to try to use that against him to cut
Yeah,
some of his
I
money. That's what
think when it comes to negotiations, the important thing is your ratings. You know the way they rate everything. You
I
know
got.
the like I said, the penalties are down. I think he's given up literally one touchdown in his career, if I'm
Yeah,
not mistaken.
that's absolutely in 3 years he's given up one. Ed.
One.
Yeah.
So you're right. I would have him in the top 10. I'm not sure exactly where.
Uh
There,
huh.
like you said, there's a few of them I would take over him. Um,
Hmm.
I don't get a chance to see Jalen Johnson for the Bears all the time,
He's
and
good.
the boy for Atlanta, AJ Terrell. I see. I don't.
Okay.
They don't show these teams all the time.
I got
Um,
you. I got you.
but Joey's in our division, so I see him a lot.
A
You know.
lot. Right.
So
Yeah.
hey.
The boy has really carved out a name for itself. I would hold the lack of interceptions against him,
Mhm.
but I think it's generational. We've talked about it. Sauce doesn't have an interception since his rookie year.
Yeah.
Total interceptions, Stingley, I think, has just two more than Joey. Those numbers on, I'm looking at coverage stats, quarterback ranking against, it's no gap. It's no gap between Joey and a
Yeah,
lot of these top cornerbacks.
no, I'm
I'm gonna tell
interceptions.
you where he's
That
weak at.
that's one of the things that as a matter of fact, if you getting a lot of interceptions, that might mean that the quarterbacks are not scared of you. That's the way I look at it. Look, I remember one year this boy for the Patriots, Kyle Arrington, I think his name was. He got like 9 or 10 interceptions. Nobody knows who he is. I wonder why he got 9 or 10
They
interceptions.
kept throwing to his side.
And to his credit, and with Belichick's coaching, Belichick made sure he was in the right spot. And I can't remember if that was the same time that they had Stephon Gilmore there on the other side, who
Okay.
won
Lockdown.
a defensive player of the year. Um,
Lockdown Gilmore.
yeah. So,
Lockdown.
hmm
Lockdown. That should have been his nickname, Lockdown.
hmm
Um, yeah, no.
you know what I'm saying?
Look, I mentioned earlier about cornerbacks who have that flair. Uh, Joey doesn't have that flair. I'm gonna be honest
Mhm,
with you. Quarterbacks aren't avoiding him. That
mhm,
co- I don't know if he has that. I gave you my top five cornerbacks of all time
mhm,
last week.
mhm,
Those five guys, I remember quarterbacks coming to the line, yelling
mhm,
their cadence,
mhm,
looking over there, and then looking away
mhm,
to see what else they had.
mhm.
Joey doesn't have that.
No, no.
Uh, I've seen, and you get into some other cornerbacks like Aqib Talib,
Mhm,
who was really good.
mhm,
There are quarterbacks like Ben,
mhm,
who didn't care who the number one was. He's throwing in that direction. That's why I respect it. Some quarterbacks don't care who you are.
mhm,
Peyton Manning was like that. He would target the number one cornerback.
mhm,
Ben targeted the number one cornerback. You know who else did? The boy in Kansas City. Mahomes
mhm,
don't avoid nobody.
mhm, mhm,
So some of these quarterbacks out here don't care who you are.
mhm.
But I'm looking at Joey. He doesn't have that, I call it the avoidance factor.
Right, right. Okay.
People, quarterbacks avoided Dion. They
Mhm,
avoided Rob Wilson. They
mhm.
avoided Darrell Reeves and Champ Bailey. He doesn't have it, but he's
Yeah.
not the only cornerback that doesn't have it.
Well,
So I got
it, at,
Dragon Ford. I got to get that.
at the end of the day, at the end of the day,
Uh huh.
that's a real slippery slope. Avoid, because if I have, well, Cincinnati might not even be a good example, because even though Chase makes a lot of money, but Higgins makes a lot of money too. So I'll use Minnesota as an example. Justin Jefferson. Now they got a good number two receiver, Jordan
Jordan
Addison,
Addison.
but
Yeah,
he's
he a Maryland boy.
clearly a number two. He's not a number one receiver. If I'm paying Justin Jefferson the money I'm paying him, I gotta throw the ball to him. I cannot. If we play in Pittsburgh
Mm-hmm.
and they go, oh well, Joey Porter's on Justin Jeff. I don't care. I gotta get Justin involved in the game. I
Right,
can't,
right.
I can't. And if Joey shut him down, then God bless him. But
You,
the
you
money
know that I love Joey, but that's not going to happen.
yeah, yeah. So, well, I'm just using that as an example. Like the money, and once again, I know you get on me for talking about the money sometime, but
Uh-huh.
because the salary cap is what it is, I'm paying Justin Jefferson for 6 catches, 130 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That's what I'm paying him for. I
Right.
can't go into halftime and he only got 1 catch. That can't happen. We're going to lose. So it got to be my best against your best.
I got you.
Justin against Joey. So that might explain why some of these quarterbacks don't avoid, as good as Joey is, he's not Dion. Yeah, they
No.
avoided Dion,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
nobody Joey is going to be up for guys like Joey to make these quarterbacks pay. You need to start avoiding me. That make them pay for not avoiding.
Right. Right.
Mm,
Right. I got you.
mm,
Hey, by his own admission, he's a little handsy and not in a good way.
mhm, mhm.
And he gotta start not
When,
just deflecting
when,
it.
when are y'all gonna pay him?
J.C. Horn, Joe Horn's son,
Mhm,
is at about 25.
mhm,
So he's going to get more than that. If
mhm,
that cornerback is at 25, Joey's more than 25.
mhm, mhm.
But the highest paid, I think, is either Stingley. I forgot who the other one. It's only two 30s out there.
Mhm. Uh-huh.
One at 30, one the other one 30.
Mhm.
Um, Everybody got a raise.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, again, is worth is objective. So I don't know, but I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. This length, the longer it goes, the better it is for Joey.
Obviously.
He could come in at 32, 33. Now he's not the best cornerback, but by the time this is over with,
Mm-hmm.
he
It'll
could
be
be
the
big
highest pay.
time. He could be, and be honest with you, they got it. They
Mm-hmm.
could pay him
Mm-hmm.
32, 33, and it not hurt that cap
Mm-hmm.
head.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm just telling you. They
Mm-hmm.
could still make two or three more moves to free up more cap room.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That it, they're still in a pretty
Like
good cap
like
situation.
like cutting Patrick Queen, for example. I had to slip that in.
Well, and that's not going to happen. They gave him a roster bonus of
Oh,
14 million in
okay.
March.
All right. Hey,
He's
God
on
bless.
the team, all right.
Hey,
Goodness,
hey,
if y'all
that's
don't
good.
leave
That's good
with,
news for me.
he saved his some of his best games for y'all,
Hey, yeah, you're right. That's the only time he have a
right? He
good
ain't gonna
game.
play like that for everybody else,
Exactly.
okay?
Exactly.
Goodness, that's
Mm-hmm.
absolutely ridiculous. You a damn fool. All right, time to transition. Our O's
Mm-hmm.
swept uh,
Kansas City, right?
Kansas City, and we won our last game of the series against the Cubs, who are
Mm-hmm.
really good, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that Pete Crow Armstrong. Does he ever get
Yeah.
out? I don't know. Maybe he just went 10
Yeah.
for 10
He'll
again.
be. Mm-hmm.
He's ridiculous. Um, what do we have to look forward to from our O's in the second half of the year, Eddie? We just picked up
Um,
another pitcher, too. That was
um,
DFA.
the fact if the offense was more consistent, because I have no problem with the starting rotation right now.
We're in full swing. And I don't have no problem with, for the most part, the bullpen.
Mm-hmm.
Our bullpen compared to a lot of others, we're not too bad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Rico Garcia's took a bit of a dip,
Mm-hmm.
um, but Wolfram, the big beard,
Right.
Kittredge,
Kickers.
Tyler Wells,
Mm-hmm.
those three are carrying our bullpen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Those guys are doing great. Tyler Wells out there look like he's trying to.
What about Cano? How's he been doing?
Oh, he
Mm,
was
he's doing.
almost in an All Star game. How can I
Mm-hmm.
forget Cano? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
him. He's been a staple for us
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
for the past couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Those four are carrying us, and we don't have a closer. We
Mm-hmm.
close it by committee.
Mm-hmm.
Blaze broke his hand. Now we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna. We were already third base by committee before we
Yeah.
got hurt.
Yeah.
So Mayo at third. What are we gonna do at third? We had questions before he hurt himself.
Mm-hmm. I told you. I just want them to finish over 500. That's my goal.
Got you.
Um, I don't see how they could. They would. Okay, what are they still like 5 games under something like that?
Five
I think
was
I
yeah
think they're
about
5 games under 500. Mill,
something
they
like
would have to if they got that last wild card spot. They would have to win. They got 39 wins.
because we actually after the All Star break we're a little more than halfway through the season.
That's another problem. I'm glad you brought that up
We're
because
not at 81. We're
back in
like
the day,
90
back in the day, it used to be the All Star break was almost exactly the middle of the season.
at 81. Right.
Now they've played almost 100 games. You only talking like 61 or
67.
62 games left. That's not a lot of time. So
Got
they would have to really play. I would say the rest
35,
of
55.
the rest of the season, they might have to play at a pace like to finish 13. From here on out, they would have to be 13 or 14 games over 500. I think something like that, and I don't think that's going to happen, Bill. And
Well,
that's
they
good.
they only a few games out of the last wild card
Yeah,
spot.
yeah, I know, but that's deceiving because the American League is so bad. So what I'm saying to you is to
I got
get to, let's say they need to finish 8 games over 500. All right. Right
you. That's
now,
a 13-game swing.
right now they're 5 under. So you see what I'm saying to you?
I got you.
Mm.
The sooner we get to 500, the better,
I've been
basically.
saying if I told you, call me when they get to 500,
You did.
and
You
you
said
still
y'all
haven't
smoke
you,
said it. To,
you
yeah.
still haven't called
Every time we get a little bit of a bump, we
me.
hit
Exactly.
some losing.
Exactly.
We
Exactly.
win four, we lose three. We win two, we lose four.
And that shows you that they're not that good. Because, like you just said, the Red Sox just had a 9-game winning streak. Actually, they passed Toronto. They in third place now.
Wow.
So
But
how
the Red Sox are actually loaded. They actually a good team. They weren't doing anything. They have more talent than we do. They supposed to would do that. Do you know what that payroll is? They up there with Padres,
right,
and,
right.
and
Okay.
they spending. When they were doing bad, I was just enjoying it. I didn't expect it to last.
Okay, well,
Red
all right.
Sox are
Forget
spending.
about the Red Sox. The entire except for those few teams that you mentioned, the entire major leagues is average. Everybody is either at 500 or they're 1 or 2 games under or 1 or 2 games over.
I
So
know.
the Orioles can't even be average in an average league.
I know.
They are below average. So as soon as they get to 500.
Well, we're gonna have to get there by the end of July.
All right.
If we go into August 1st and we still teetering around 4, 5 games under, then maybe it'd be time to sell.
And
Either you buys or sellers at the trade deadline.
and you know what's really a shame? This would have been the perfect year to dominate the American League. With the Yankees
Judge
have
is out hurt. The Red
they
Sox aren't that good. The Blue Jays reeling from whatever it is makes them
hangover
mad.
from
It's,
last
it's
year.
right
Yeah.
for the pick. We right for
hmm
the pick.
And Tampa has, they do some things. They even though they do some things right, they've got holes.
And not only that, regardless, I mean, if you exclude the year in 2021 when we played them 18 times and we went 1-17 against them, since 22 we've battled Tampa. I'm including that World Series year. I'm including last year and this year. We've played them 6 times. We 3-3.
Mm-hmm.
We don't fear Tampa. We
hmm
ball with Tampa.
hmm
So I know they got almost 60 wins and they're going to get 60 before we get 50. That's
hmm
fine. But when we play them next,
hmm
we're not worried about that.
Right.
We battle our division. Our problem is I always felt the bottom feeders. We got
hmm
2 to 3 guys to take it from us from Anaheim. That
hmm
loss on Sunday, we didn't talk about it. I'm like, what are they? I'm
hmm
still irritated about it.
You can't.
Losses like that are the reason you don't make the playoff. It's
hmm
not. It's not
hmm
getting 3 out of 4, 2 out of 3 taken from the Cubs. The
Right.
Cubs
Right.
are a deep run NLCS team.
hmm
It's getting 2 out of 3 taken from Anaheim. When we
Yep.
play Colorado, they may take 2 or 3 from. We're not
Yep.
taking care of the bottom feeders. That was
Yep.
always my issue.
hmm
Always my issue.
I agree.
Speaking of baseball, I sent you a couple pictures a couple days ago. Did you get them?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Alvin, as you was on the plane with him.
Albanese, and we had just a few second quick chat. The reason I didn't asked to get a picture taken with him is because he's with his 2 young boys, his
Oh, okay.
wife. I think he
hmm
got 3 kids.
hmm
That's his personal time, and I know
hmm
how I am about my
Right.
privacy.
Right.
The thing is, because he is essentially an unknown, especially in Florida, he just looks
hmm
like a regular guy with his family.
Oh, okay. All right.
When I got on, he was sitting there and said, "Hey, coach." And he looked at me like, man, somebody knows who I am. Nobody knows who Craig Albanese is.
Right.
We do.
Right.
I said, hey,
Right.
coach, been an
hmm
Oriole since the mid 70s.
hmm
I watch every game down here in Orlando. Well, we were leaving BWI. He
hmm
was enjoying his All Star break in
hmm
Orlando, which
hmm
is where I live. I don't know where he
hmm
was going.
hmm
He said, oh, okay, good deal. And then when we got off the flight, the pictures I sent you, he was putting some stuff in the overhead
Yeah.
bin.
I see.
First class, of course, while I sit
hmm
with the commoners.
hmm
But then when we got off the flight, he's standing there waiting for his wife, because I think she had that daughter. And I went up and fist bumped him, and he fist bumped me back.
Oh, that's good.
And he's standing there, he nodded his head, I nodded my
hmm
head, and went like
hmm
that. I said, I watch every Oriole game down here in Central Florida. Go O's. He's like, oh, good to hear. And he got because he's from Boston. We
Right.
just
Right.
finished talking about that.
Right.
So he's
Right.
like, good to hear. I went my way, he went his way, and that was it. Solid dude, cool dude.
hmm
I like
hmm
Alvin.
Yeah, I hope they turn it around. I told you I just want them over five. I want them in the hunt. Sunday night baseball. They play that night the same day as the Ravens home opener. Um,
Ooh, who do they
so
play?
I forgot.
Okay.
But they're here, and that's what caught my attention. The fact that the traffic attendants is it's going to be a mess downtown trying to get the Ravens
Sunday
fans
night
out.
baseball
Yeah,
and the
and
Ravens
then the
opening
Orioles
home game at 1 o'clock or prime
one
time.
o'clock, and then the Orioles game that evening at 7 or 7:30 or whatever. Yeah. So
Ooh.
I like when stuff like that happens.
Oh
Um,
yeah. We
but
need economy, baby. Bring that money.
but I don't want for the Orioles to be out of it and people forget all about them and everybody will be talking about the Ravens home opener.
I got you. Good point. Man, Orioles Sunday night, prime time, Ravens opener. Oh
Mhm,
man.
mhm. Now the I think baseball schedule comes out first. They could have made maybe they could have done something different with the Ravens home opener, you know, rather than them. But it's going to be what it is. It's going to be on the same day, same city, just hours apart. So they're just going to have to deal with downtown.
Yeah.
They're going to have to deal with it. Mhm.
Yeah, they gonna have to
It's
deal
not
with
going
it.
away.
All right. Well, Eddie,
Yeah,
I think that's a wrap, bruh.
yeah, yeah.
I
Sounds
think
good, man.
that's a wrap.
Great as
Um,
always. Awesome.
yeah. Good topics. Good time. It was good seeing you last weekend.
Good seeing you, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So just leave the phone up until I'm done downloading.
All
You know
right,
the routine. All
got
right.
it.
Talk to you next week, Eddie.
All right. Appreciate it.
See you.